I feel like everything I do is just like not good enough. Even like for me, it can't be. It's like I feel like success would be someone living, doing something that they enjoy, that makes them feel fulfilled. You're not succeeding if you're not doing something you don't like. You're not succeeding if you're not making a living off of anything. Like, I feel like everything has just been like, had some sort of stress to it. Like, I join a band so I can be away from home and not have to deal with all this stuff. And then it's just like stressful trying to seem competent to everyone else that's there. And like hoping that I'm good enough. And that I'm able to actually do all the stuff, so I'm not just left like tambourine or some shit. And then I go to school thinking that's a way out of my home life for like a good chunk of the day, and I see people I like, but then schoolwork becomes stressful because I don't figure that out. A lot of the teachers don't like me, and like then I have to like prove myself to my friends who I hardly get to see, and when I do see them, it's when you get such little moments to see with people, suddenly any bad moment that happens is going to be so much more significant than before. So I just end up wanting out of all of that so quickly. But then I get home and suddenly I'm having to deal with all the stuff that happens here, and then just remembering what comes from all of this. And it's like when everything becomes so stressful, every minor thing that could possibly even slightly upset someone just makes you so much more upset and remember everything that you're gonna think about that one single moment all day. I just wish in moments like that, people just knew what I was thinking, what I felt, and like what I've been going through. I just all these things I want to do. I want everything to be better, but I can't do that. So it's like not succeeding in anything. The only, because like to not succeed is to either do something disappointing for yourself or just become a disappointment. You either get an office job and now it's disappointing to you, or you just don't get any good job at all because nothing seemed fun, and then you become a disappointment without a job. And I feel like I'm a disappointment. It's like I don't want just like a boring job. I don't want a life that doesn't feel worth living. So I don't want to go to college to get a degree for a corporate job or anything like that, because then there's no point to doing anything. I I work just to have food, just to survive and live, and then do it all over again. I don't want that life. But to say you're not gonna go to college, it's like because like all the things I want are unrealistic anyways, and I don't know how to get to anywhere I want to be. So I don't know what my future's gonna be like. I'll be like homeless, dead at 40 at most. Honestly, I could die at 18, honestly. Not if I don't like run away, then could get like kicked out of here if I show that I don't want to go to college or something. So I'm like kicked out at 18 or like 19 or 20, something like that. Either that or I run away at 16, and then either way, I'm gonna end up dying at an early age on the streets from like kidnapping, being stabbed by a homeless guy, some sort of drug addiction, starve, disease, whatever it might be. It's like I'm over here and I'm just like, I'm distracting myself. I was just like playing the bass earlier. I was trying to distract myself, but like I've played the same songs over and over again for days on end. It's becoming less interesting when you start doing that. You already got all the songs by that point. There's nothing more to really get out of it. Because I'm just playing by myself, not playing with other people or for other people. So there's like no point to it, and like then I was thinking of all the stuff that's happening, and I realized it's like I could not keep playing. I just like froze. Nothing felt good after that. Because then I thought about what happened in school. Like literally, I'm like praying to the fucking gods. Like my best friend, who I somehow fell for, the metaphorical term, that idiom. I don't like other words. They feel weird. So I just say fell for someone. I somehow haven't had as much close connection to this person recently, and I really hate that. So like I pray to the gods like, hey, make something happen. Let me have more moments and conversations with this person. Let this person think of me fondly more. Because, like, I'm not on their mind whatsoever. And then things get slightly better about that throughout this week with that person. And then suddenly, it is all gone in like a day. And, like, whenever something goes terribly with this person, I just think like, oh god, this person hates me or thinks something weird about me. And so then I go the whole day thinking about that. I go home thinking I really screwed up with this person. And I remember the fact that I was in the band with them, and I remember the band stuff and realized I was a disappointment to the band too. They all thought me incompetent. And then my mother randomly made me quit, and I didn't get to explain that to them. So one day I'm gone, and it's said that I left the band. So now after I showed my incompetence, it now just looks like it was too much, and I just decide to leave because of how incompetent I am. And I look like that much of a disappointment to the band as well. And I remember it's all because my mother made me leave, and I have to remember all the stuff that happens here as well. And I have to remember. And that means that this unrealistic expectation I put on myself, like, it just crumbled way earlier than I would have even imagined. And then I'm just gonna be like a disappointment living on the streets. It's like I've got nothing to live for. I have things to live for. I just don't know how to get to them. So it's like I'm living for nothing. When something's so unreachable, it's so far away you can't even see it in the distance. It's like there's nothing to reach for anymore. I feel like there's a lot of things people just overlook. People just don't understand. Like, you make so many mistakes in front of the band. Suddenly, it just looks like you're a bad player. They're not gonna realize the stress you're going through that's causing all of that. Because I was going through a lot of stressful stuff when I had to go back to the rehearsal for the band all those days. So, I was just not in the right headspace. I was hardly even there. My tics got worse. I kept disassociating way more. I made several mistakes, played the wrong parts. kept accidentally knocking stuff over, just like blanking on things. It just looks like incompetence. You never realize someone's stressed about something. My lunches for school, they look really weird because I eat with like a lunchbox. I don't get the school lunches. And they always are very weird lunches. And like they're things that you still eat. So to me, they seem perfectly fine. I know they look unconventional, but I only think that slightly. I don't realize what's so weird about it. But everyone else thinks them so weird. And the more I describe, the more I would think about the actual lunches I get. They do seem really weird. But like everyone just thinks, oh, that's really weird. That's gross. Why would you eat that? In reality, it's probably just because, like, what else am I supposed to get over here? We live in impoverished. You see this whole room? It looks so nice. I got a bunch of random things around. Oh, I must have a good income that, like, all this stuff comes in. We make the house look pretty so that we can live in it. Doesn't mean it's actually, like, good quality of living. There's, like, bugs everywhere. Some parts of the house just, like, smell so badly. A lot of things are leaking. Very unsoundproof house. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of bugs in here. People see me ticking when I'm like under stress or I'm just nervous or whatever may happen. And sometimes it even happens when I'm like just simply not concentrating enough on something. Even just when I'm thinking about them, they happen. People see that, they don't understand what's going on, they just mock it, they don't know why I'm doing it, and we make fun of it. Because, like, no one ever realizes what someone's going through. But, of course, no one needs to know exactly what you're going through without already being told it. But, like, no one's ever gonna assume you're going through anything at all. People always just assume what they want to hear. Like, people see me, they think, oh, just an ordinary white straight male who's living perfectly normal in capitalist America. I'm a Hispanic homosexual. Oh, I don't like that term. It always sounds like specifically gay. Just like a Hispanic queer kid who's living in poverty under like a systematically oppressed ethnicity in America. I don't got it easy. Like, no, you're just like overreacting. Like you're just trying to look for a problem where there aren't any. You look like you're living a pretty ordinary life. I try to make this stuff look ordinary. The stuff I say is always weird, if not absurd, is concerning. But the way I present, I always make things seem normal. People look at me, they think just a white kid. Just a guy. I swear there will be people like, oh, I just say they, and so I hear people say something else, and then they say he for me instead, because they're not going to assume anything of me. I look like an ordinary kid who's not going to go through anything, and so other people hear that, they also use it. People see me, they think white kid. Now everyone's going to think white kid. You think white kid, you just think middle class. He's normal kid. We're not even lower middle class. I talk about this to my mother. No, we're fully low class. It's like, everything's difficult, but I don't know how to articulate it properly without it sounding like I'm overreacting about everything. Because you're either watching this thinking that, like, agreeing with what I'm going through, that it's, like, all difficult, when you don't even fully understand it. Or you're just thinking that I'm overreacting, I'm just looking for whatever, and that's why I can't articulate anything. I don't know how to describe anything. There's so many things that are happening. And, like, they're all so difficult to deal with. occasionally get into an argument with my mother in a day about some random thing, like about my life or about politics or how things should be in either way, or like arguments about a bunch of stuff, like things about my life. Suddenly, my day is ruined. I talked to that one friend I just talked about earlier, and suddenly something wrong goes happen, like do something accidentally, just like don't touch me. That one line is just gonna make my whole day ruined. I'm just gonna feel shattered after that. There's a lot of things I could ruin a day easily. I could just think of my meds and suddenly, like, for an entire afternoon, for an entire section of the day, I'm just gonna be feeling horrible. They're still here. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know why I have them still. I don't know why these pills are still in here. I don't know what to do with these. Cause like I don't want to see my shrink. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna see another shrink, because they're not calling us back to tell us when to see them ever. I have no reason to keep these things. I'm not proving anything to anyone. They're just pills I have that originally caused like such dependency that these were like a full-on drug addiction. Really, like yesterday we were in a script reading for a theater thing, and one of the random plays we got, randomly in the middle of it, one of the jokes is like all the characters randomly started talking about prescription abuse. I didn't realize this is a thing people actually talk about. Like, not just substance abuse, specifically legal medications that you're given. You keep taking them because of a dependency that it's suddenly actual substance abuse. I didn't know people talked about that. I describe my addiction to, I've talked about this to a very small amount of people. And then they'll just be like, oh man, bro got addicted to ADHD meds. They're not ADHD. I don't know where you got that from. Like, you don't understand what's happening with these things. So I didn't even realize people actually talk about that, and that's like considered a real thing. It's like, it's always like the illegal ones, trying like heroin, crack, weed, all that stuff. That's illegal, and you shouldn't be happening, and that's the stuff people actually talk about. That's the stuff that's hard to get. What about the stuff like that has like still bad effects on you, but they're more accessible? You don't talk about that ever. You joke about it so much if you actually hear it. I was just rambling for 18 minutes, but I feel like, to me, all of that stuff pieced together, probably without like incredibly long pauses of just thinking or just associating or whatever, just like memories of things. This is like a 5-minute video. It feels like all the stuff I said was worth 5 minutes, but somehow we're at 18 minutes in the video, and I feel like I've said nothing. I'm just stressed about everything, and I'm not enjoying any of it. I don't know. People are gonna see this and say I need to talk to a therapist. I don't like therapists at all. I hate them, they hate me. So like, I don't want to see one. I'd rather not see them. What's a therapist supposed to even think? They're just gonna say what anyone in the session wants to hear from them. They're not gonna listen. They're just gonna say whatever. And I don't need to tell you my thoughts about this stuff. No, you're here on a paycheck or something. I don't know. Generally, I just don't like therapists. I see so many of my friends yearning to get a therapist, and they really want them. Just like, I really don't think it's worth it. But yeah, probably gonna end up homeless. in like the not so distant future or something. I don't know. That's what I think's gonna happen.